talk to you a little bit today about reel maintenance. Um, Aside from the normal rinsing this off, which I do after every trip, there's a little maintenance tips that probably takes less than 15 minutes to do and can just extend the life of your reels. I don't buy into the notion that you need to spend lots of money on fishing equipment to catch fish. I don't spend $200 on reels. I don't spend $500 on my rods. This right here is a Shimano Sedona. I fish entirely with Shimano. This is probably $65, $70 reel. And I have a Saros and I have a Symmetry. Those are probably anywhere from $100 to $130. They're nice reels, but to me they don't feel any smoother or any better or fish any differently than the Sedona. And to just give you an idea, both these reels right here I started saltwater fishing with. These are Shimano Sienas. This is probably a $30 reel. The reason I don't use these anymore is, for one, they're heavy. They still work. I could still fish with both of them if I wanted to, but I cast lures all day, and 6 or 7 hours of fishing to cast that, just the weight of the reel, I mean, can, you know, just wear on your arm and your wrist all day casting that. This is probably 3 or 4 ounces lighter, and this is a 2500, and this is all I fish with now, 2500, 3000 reels. I have 2 Sedonas, and I have a Symmetry, and I have a Saros that I fish with. Those are the 4 that I usually carry with me. But I just wanted to go over just routine maintenance that you know, could save you a little money. It's not expensive to take these in and have them maintained, probably 15 or 20 bucks, but for 15 minutes of my time, why do that? I've had to take one of these reels completely apart when it got dunked before. There was a video on YouTube that I found, pretty simple. I took it apart, and once I did it, I mean, it was probably one of the easiest things I've done. Just paying attention to what you're doing, and I've still got the schematics on the reel, so it was kind of easy to just take it apart, put it back together, and lube everything. To do the maintenance I'm going to show you today, you need these 5 items. Just regular rubbing alcohol. This is a Walgreens brand, doesn't matter what you use. A good quality reel oil. A toothbrush, old toothbrush. I'm using this little brush to clean with. A screwdriver. And to lube with today, I'm using this reel butter. This is a little pricey, probably. I think I paid around $10 for this too, but really good stuff. So with that, let me get the camera set up here, and I'll just show you a couple of quick maintenance that you can do on your reel and extend the life of them. Okay, let's get started. I've got a little towel here just to keep everything neat, try to keep everything in place. The first thing you're going to do is take the reel off the rod, obviously. Shimano's have these little clips right here that you can clip the line in. I don't like using that. I think it puts a little kink in the line, or my leader or whatever, and creates a little weak spot. So I just wrap the line around and put a piece of tape right here on it just to hold the line. That way I can work with the reel. The thing we're going to maintain is inside here there's a shaft that moves up and down, moves the spool up and down. You can put a drop of oil in there and the shaft, and will run down inside and lubricate your gears in here. I'm going to do that. And the other thing that I'm going to do is real important is this little bearing right here. This is where your line goes around, and this is what takes all of the force of fighting the fish, is this little roller bearing right here. Now, the reason that you need to maintain this roller bearing is for the braided line. In the old days, or some people still use it, the monofilament has some stretch to it. And so there's a little bit of a give there, and there's not so much stress on that roller bearing. But with braided lines, that's not the case. Braided line, there's no stretch at all. So there's a tremendous amount of force being put on that, especially when fighting a fish. And what it does is just it wears the mechanism inside the bearing there to where you just need to keep that maintained and keep it lubed. And you'll start to hear a noise there if it's losing the lubrication. It sounds like a little scraping noise or whatever. It's kind of annoying too, and so I know that's when I need to do that bearing. I try to do it before I hear that, but I'm not very good about it, and it's usually when I start hearing that, that's when I decide to do the maintenance on this. But in any case, let's start with the shaft inside here. And you just need to loosen up the drag knob here. This is a front drag reel. You just need to loosen it enough to get the spool off of there. And this is the shaft that I'm talking about. If you see when I reel it, it's running up and down, and that's a gear. That's pinion gear that's going up and down, and there's another gear inside that turns with that. And all I'm going to do is just take this reel oil and run that up a little. And I'm going to put oil right here at the base. I'm just going to put a drop in there. And then I'm just going to run it up and down a little bit to work that oil in there. Now I don't do this after every trip. Like I said, I may do the oil thing about every 4 or 5 trips. If I'm feeling good about it, I'll do both. But the roller bearing, like I said, I'm not very good about staying on that. I usually don't do it until I hear it. But in any case, just slide the spool back on, put your cap down, tighten that back on, and that's done. Okay, for the roller bearing, has a little screw right here. You can either use a Phillips screwdriver, or I've used flatheads on too, but I've got a Phillips right here. And I'm just kind of hold this together while I take the screw out. Okay, I've got that out. Now when you pull this out, you'll see that there's the bearing. There's 2 little washers here. One's like a nylon type washer, and the other is a, not so much a washer, but close. But it's metal. And my Saros now does not have this little nylon washer, and I'm assuming it's a higher line reel, so maybe it's not needed in that reel. But when I took that one apart, it did not have this. The rest of them had this little nylon washer. But I'm just going to take and I'm going to drop this. I'm just using a bowl here. Don't tell your wife you're using a kitchen bowl. And I'm going to take the rubbing alcohol and just pour a little in there. Then I'm just going to take these little washers here and just kind of brush them up, just to get like the salt deposits or whatever, old grease off of them. This just kind of cleans them up. Then I'm going to take some of the alcohol and I'm going to clean the bearing off with the alcohol. I'm just going to kind of brush that too. Just try to get it the best you can. Like I said, if there's any salt deposits in there, You just want to kind of clean that all out. Then I'm just going to take and blow it off. Just have a little extra paper towel handy. Just kind of dry that out. Then I'm going to take the washers and dry them off. Okay, now that I've got them all cleaned, I'm going to use my reel butter and just put a little lubrication on there. Put some on there, and I usually just run a little bit on this metal washer. Then it's just a matter of putting it back together. Just put them on, line it up, just kind of hold them together again, and then run the screw back in. And that's it. Should have a quiet, smooth running reel again. That probably took maybe 10 minutes. Probably takes you more time to take the reel off the rod and wind the line up probably than it does to do this. So hopefully that'll help you out. Hopefully some of you guys got something out of that. I tried to cover everything as best I can. If you have any questions, you can just comment below, and I'll try to answer the questions as best I can. But I hope that helps some of you out, and enjoy your fishing. Thanks for watching.